Welcome back to the part 2 of the Dell XPS M170 restoration. In the last video we saw the beast. Today we're going deep. We're taking it completely apart and then we're going to reassemble it. Let's start with the CPU cooler, the fan and the RGB lights on the fan. As you can see, it was pretty dirty, but that's not bad for a 21-year-old laptop. And now, let's take apart the huge cooler for the graphics card and then the cooler for the chipset. It was not that bad. The cooling paste looked like it has been changed before and the thermal pads looks great. It was about as dirty as the CPU cooler. Great, I will clean the cooling system later when the laptop is all disassembled. Oh, I almost forgot the other smaller cooling fan. Great that this was not stuck with the cooler. Now let's take out the graphics card from the motherboard, which are very rare for laptops nowadays. So it's pretty cool. And later I will also show when I clean the graphics card too and change the thermal paste. And now let's remove parts like the subwoofer, card reader and a USB ports board. And I almost forgot the cooler for the chipset. It is a simple little cooler that just uses a thermal pad and that is also in good condition. It was pretty dirty, so I will of course clean it too. As you can see guys, the motherboard is very dirty with a lot of dust on it and the thermal paste look like it has been changed sometime but still looks like a long time ago. The graphics card do not look as dirty as the motherboard, but of course it still needs some love too. Yeah, it is really dirty. My cleaning brush got so dirty with just brushing that. Now let's start cleaning it, especially the motherboard. Soon I can finally take out the motherboard to see the other side, but first I will need to remove the Wi-Fi card and Bluetooth card. And yes, I could have removed these before. And it already looks great now on this side of the motherboard. Let's finally take the motherboard out and look how it is on the other side. And yeah, here it was a lot of more dust than the other side and even big dust bunnies. Probably because this laptop never has been taken apart this much as I do now. Now let's clean the chassis and after that I will clean the motherboard thoroughly. I noticed that the Ethernet port is a little broken. I have bent that back into place but forgot to record that. In another video of this laptop I will test if it works. Very exciting. Let's clean the surface for the thermal paste and the pads for the CPU, graphic cards and the chipset. And look, isn't it beautiful? Now, let's clean the fan and all the different coolers. One of the thermal pads is bad, so I replaced it with a new fresh one. All the other ones is good. So now let's mount the back plate on the graphic card for the big cooler. Finally, it is time to put some fresh thermal paste and remount the cooler for the graphics card. And as you can see, the thermal pads on the cooler looks good, so I did not replace those. And now it is time to reassemble the motherboard back to the chassis and first mount the chipset cooler and then the graphics card with its cooler. And yeah, lastly it is new thermal paste for the CPU and then remount the cooler. After that, the bigger fan and the USB port board. A very normal mistake when reassembling a laptop. I noticed when I wanted to mount the HDD bay cover that it of course needed to be mounted first before the motherboard. So now you guys have the honor to see a time-lapse of when I almost redo everything. And now, after all that, I can finally remount the other smaller fan that is the one that did sound bad. Let's hope that the cleaning will fix it. Otherwise, I may replace it in another video if you guys want me to. Let's reassemble everything now, like the speaker and the big subwoofer, the card reader, touchpad plate, keyboard, screen, RAM sticks and so on. And you guys probably remember in part 1 of this series when I tested the voltage of the CMOS battery, which were very low, so now I will replace it with a new one. And now, it's very exciting. I really hope it still works after this restoration. Great, it did. Now I will just give it a little clean on the outside. In part 3 I will install Windows XP on it and test some benchmark like 3D Mark 05 to check that the cooling is great now. Please comment what more benchmark I should try. And as you can see guys, it looks really great, especially for a 21-year-old laptop. So this will be great to test other games, retro games and things like that, you know, and other old programs. Maybe you have tips about that. And thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe if you want part 3 of this.